One morning, while checking the notice board near my apartment lift, I saw a single sheet of paper pinned higher than the others. It wasn't colorful or eye-catching. In fact, it looked old, like it had been folded and unfolded many times before. The paper only said that a night guard was needed immediately. No company name was mentioned, no phone number either. Just a location, a time, and a payment amount written neatly in black ink. The pay was far too high for a simple night shift, $350 for one night. When I arrived at the location mentioned on the paper, it wasn't an office or a security firm. It was an abandoned roadside cafe that had clearly been closed for years. One light was still working inside, and under it sat a man waiting for me. He was dressed like a security supervisor, but his uniform had no badge, no logo, and no name tag. He looked thin and tired, and the strangest thing about him was that he didn't blink even once while speaking to me. He didn't ask for my resume. He didn't ask for my age. He didn't even ask for my name. Instead, he slid a clipboard across the table and calmly said that if I heard my name being called during the shift, I must not answer, no matter how familiar the voice sounded. When I asked him why, he paused for a moment before saying that the tunnel didn't need protection, but the area around it did. I didn't understand what that meant, but I signed the paper anyway. The tunnel was located far from the city, hidden behind concrete barriers and warning signs that looked older than I was. A metal gate blocked the entrance, and darkness filled the space beyond it so completely that it felt solid. The air around the tunnel was cold, even though the night was warm. A plastic chair and a small lamp were placed a few meters away from the entrance. Taped to the gate was a list of rules. The first rule said I was not allowed to enter the tunnel, not even for a second. The second rule said that if I heard footsteps running toward me from inside the tunnel, I had to stay seated. The third rule said that if the footsteps suddenly stopped, I was not allowed to stand up. Another rule warned that if I heard crying, it meant something inside the tunnel had noticed me. One rule was written in darker ink than the rest. It said that at exactly 2:17 a.m., the lights would flicker, and if they went out completely, I had to close my eyes and count slowly to 60 without skipping any numbers. The final rule said that if I saw another guard arrive, I should hide immediately because there was only supposed to be one person on duty. For the first hour, nothing happened. The silence was heavy, but manageable. Then, sometime after 1:30 a.m., I heard something move deep inside the tunnel. It sounded like something being dragged slowly across the ground. The noise stopped just short of the gate. I stayed seated, exactly as the rules said. A few minutes later, I heard a voice asking for help. It sounded tired and afraid, like someone who had been lost for a long time. Every part of me wanted to respond, but I remembered the rule that said if someone asked for help, it was already too late for them. I kept quiet. At 2:17 a.m., the lamp beside me flickered violently and went out. Darkness surrounded me instantly. I closed my eyes and began counting. While I counted, I felt warm breath near my face and heard something whispering numbers out of order, as if it was trying to learn how counting worked. When the light finally returned, the metal gate was no longer fully closed. When my shift ended at 6 a.m., the man from the cafe was waiting for me near the road. He looked relieved when he saw me. For the first time that night, he asked for my name. I told him my name was Daniel. The moment I said it, his face went pale. From behind me, deep inside the tunnel, something repeated my name perfectly, as if it had been practicing all night. I never went back to that place, but sometimes, late at night, I hear my name being called softly from places that shouldn't have an echo.